Hey, how you doing? This is Toki from my medical. Today I'm going to talk about steps before reduction. I make a lot of video about the reduction technique wise, but I'm going to share my steps before the reduction. Okay, so I used to work for a high school setting for 20 years, and after I finished grad school and then I started working high school, but nobody told me, before reduction, what you really need to do, uh, and I came up with my own steps, and not that many people talk about it, I believe. So I'm gonna share mine. Okay, so let's say Friday night. Friday night game. We usually starting game 7:30. So your team gets to the stadium 6 o'clock, and then you tape people ankle, wrist, and then give an instruction for the student trainer to the sideline. The water and everything, and at 6:45 roughly, then you are little. Everything is done, so you got a little downtime. And what I do usually go to find administrative personnel for that night, like a vice principal, or administrative assistant. And I talk to them, okay, if something happens, if I need to talk to the parents, if I give you a sign, I want you to be on my side, okay? And then I go talk to referee and introduce myself, and then I've worked for 20 years, so toward the end of it, it's like I knew all those referees, so there was not a problem. But starting, you just need to go talk to them. You need to introduce yourself, and that's how you start. So. And then I will find the EMS people. They usually come in. Game starts 7:30. They might get to 7:50 or right before the game. And I tell them, I have a towel, white towel usually, and if I put the towel on top of my head, which means that's the sign I need the help, so bring a stretcher. If you don't see any of those signs, don't worry about it. I will try to handle my own, okay? Then game start, right? And then let's say 8 o'clock or 9, and then there's kids come off the field. Oh, my shoulder. What do you do? And I put my both hand on the shoulder, under the shoulder pads, and then try hold the shoulder, and then you feel the deformity if there is one. You already kind of suspect could be shoulder dislocation, and then you feel the socket sign, huge gap. All right, so I squeeze my hand, squeeze my finger. All right, good. Can you put palm up and down? All right, good. Can you elbow extend, flex? All right. And then I put my hand again to the inside the shoulder pad, and then can you do rotate in out, okay? By doing so, I will check if there is no humerus head fracture or not, feeling clicking sound or not, because I hate to cover middle school football or freshman football, okay? Because their growth plate is wide open still, so could be growth plate fracture. Okay, so if you feel any clicking, then just stop right there. Put in the sling, send it to the doctor, emergency room, get X-ray. But again, it's hard, because if there is the doctor, they don't know what they're looking at, and the growth plate is if you get X-ray on the young people, it's clear, right? And if you don't know what you're looking at, and people think, oh, it's just a growth plate, it's wide open, it's not a problem, which really might be really cracked through it. So anyway, so let's say the kids, it's like you don't feel clicking. All right. So next step I do is just pinch the deltoid muscle and ask, can you raise it? Can you fire the muscle? And then it's like, no, I can't. All right, then you need to talk to the parents, okay? Because they're underage, you cannot just reduce it because you feel like it. So you give the sign to the administrative assistant or vice principal, and they're gonna be right next to you. And they're, okay, most likely your son's shoulder is dislocated and there's a nerve damage. He cannot raise his arm. I did the test and he cannot raise it. You have a choice. We have EMS on site. You can go to the emergency room, or if you want me to, I can try to reduce it. I cannot guarantee I'm going to reduce it. I can reduce it, but I can try. Then he will have less pain and feel better. If the parents say no, we go to the EMS. You are rookie athletic trainer, look like high school kids, and they really don't trust you. They cannot trust you, which there's nothing you can do. Then just let them take it. That's fine. But if they let you do it, they say okay, and then you reduce. The part that I want to mention is to have a witness to protect yourself. Okay, so by saying to the parents before you reduce that there's a nerve damage, he cannot, raise his arm, and there's a witness for that. Okay, then if you don't mention about it, and then let's say they let you reduce, and then a couple of weeks later or a month later, he cannot raise his arm, and then it's like, I think he screwed it up. The trainer damaged my son's the nerve on his shoulder. That's why he cannot raise his arm. Well, if there is a witness, which there's a proof, you already mentioned there's a nerve damage before you reduce. If there's not, if you don't have that, they can come after you. I know, the doctor I work with, we know it's not. The dislocation causes nerve damage, not the reduction. But parents, they don't know that. So they're trying to come after you. They think they're doing the right thing, which they're not, but they don't know that. And if you don't have that, then I think you are fine. You'll be fine. But I will do that step to protect myself. I mentioned to you before I reduce the nerve is damaged. He could not raise his arm. That's the sign. He cannot. The nerve is damaged. I didn't cause the damage. Okay. So that's what I do. Okay. So to protect yourself, yes, there's some state that they don't allow you to do, then don't worry about it. Okay. There's some state they don't allow you to do as an athletic trainer, but some state, that paramedics, EMS, they are allowed to do. So it depends on the state, depends on the institution, depends on the doctor you work under. So it's different, but you need to find out where you at, and if there's a system they protect you, then I think reduction is not a problem. Okay, so that's my steps for shoulder. Always kind of same. Again, people worry about nerve damage. I understand that, but it needs to be reduced. Okay, you're scared to death. That's why you send it to the doctor. But either way, it needs to be reduced. And it depends on, like I say, it depends on the institution, it depends on the state and the doctor you work under. But I really think reduction is not the problem. The problem is if you don't know if there is a system to support what you do, and it should. So if you want to use my steps, or if you want to get some detail, let me know. I can talk to you individually, or I can share my story and then my steps. So, but that's my steps before reduction. So, thank you.